Well, hello all. Well, we're back out in the forest. The rainy, drippy, foggy forest of San Francisco. Alright, well, we'll try it here. It's not too drippy right here. The fog came in and because we had a heat wave yesterday in the 80s, and it made the trees all wet from the fog coming in and the cold bay wind. But it certainly is different in other parts of the world. Polar temperatures soar 50 to 90 degrees above normal on both of the Earth's poles, both the South Pole and the North Pole. Temperatures in parts of Antarctic near 50 degrees to 90 degrees above normal in recent days. In eastern Antarctica, recorded an all-time high of 10 degrees Fahrenheit on Friday. Even though that's still freezing, that's way, way above where the normal temperatures are at this time of the year. The normal temperatures are minus 50 degrees. Let's look at the Arctic temperature map, and as you can see, it's very, very warm, this air that's floating around up there. Very, very warm. Do you know what the methane is saying in the permafrost in that area? It's thinking freedom, freedom, freedom. It's being released. It's going to be released at record highs because humans aren't doing anything to prevent this problem. They love to hear about the problem itself, but they hate to hear about fixes. They don't want to hear about a fix. They unsubscribe and dislike your video because you told how you can fix things. For an example of how humans aren't thinking very well, Arizona water plans by the governor, Doug Dancy of Arizona, to take more water from Mexico so not to stop Arizona's continued growth and give Mexico desalination plants instead of fresh water from the Arizona watershed, which goes down into Mexico, which then they use for drinking water. But Arizona governor doesn't want any slow growth or any stopping growth. They want full growth all the time for the next 100 years, he said. This will give Arizona fresh water for the next 100 years. But he's not looking at the facts. For every degree of warming, they lose 9% of their water. So they may take more water from Mexico, but within a few years that won't matter because it'll be back down to the way it was, and they'll have to start degrowth instead of growth. And this is the way a lot of countries talk about more growth, when actually it's just got to be the opposite if we're to tackle climate change. Can't have growth and tackle climate change. It doesn't work. So unfortunately, in Mexico, if they fall for such a thing as this desalination plan, is that Arizona says that they'll pay for it. But the truth is, because his term is running out and he will no longer be the governor, the next governor will say, why are we paying Mexico's water rationing problem? It's not our problem, it's their problem. So then Mexico will be down on their water supply because Arizona is taking what little water they were getting in the first place. Humans are not thinking very well. There has to be a fix to avoid this. And just to show you how bad the heat is going to be this year, let's look at how hot it was yesterday on the West Coast and the western United States. As you can see, the map shows it's tremendously hot, especially inland. We were in the high 70s, and it felt a little bit hotter than that because we're not really used to it yet. It's not supposed to be this warm this early in the year. But honestly, people, you can't solve the problem without solving the problem. You have to do fixes, and I know people can't stand anything like that. They want to hear about the nastiness of how bad everything is and how methane is going to pour out of permafrost, which it will very quickly now. And scientists are saying this has never happened before, where we had heat waves on both poles of the world at the same time. It's just not natural, but I guess it is now. So on this day of cold and wet and drippy, we're going to head on this way, head back and process the video, and hopefully things will improve with the fog and all. But it looks like San Francisco's in for a very cold, wet, foggy day. And I appreciate your ups. the downs, and definitely your comments. And until next time.